Yesterday on my YouTube channel, I received a message from one of my subscribers, Ricky James, and he wrote, "Can you imagine the world's reaction if there were full, complete disclosure and or a mass sighting from hundreds of thousands of people? Not like the Phoenix Lights, but a full-on daytime UFO sighting where there can be no debate even from skeptics. I wonder what our reaction would be as the whole of humanity. I often wonder how we will react if and when it happens." It's an interesting question, and I think I know how the world will react. There would be massive panic. In fact, not only would regular people be panicking if something like that were to happen, just the people that have no idea that there is, who don't believe there's extraterrestrials here, not only will they be panicking, but actually the people who do believe in extraterrestrials will be panicking. I'll be panicking. All of us will be panicking. It would scare the hell out of the whole world, let me tell you. That's what would happen. Because the first thing that's going to come to people's minds is, oh my God, they're going to take us over. I mean, why are they doing this? Like, say, for instance, a whole bunch of strange objects just, appear in the sky some morning, and everyone walks outside. The first thing they're going to remember is Independence Day. Oh my God, they're going to destroy us. I mean, you're not going to know what the hell to think, because all of a sudden everything's going to change in one shot, in one moment. Right, everything will change. The way everyone had viewed the world will change completely, even for people who actually already know that they're here. Because now you don't know what they're going to do now. All of a sudden, oh my God, they're letting us know they're here, and there must be a purpose behind that. What's that purpose? They're going to do something right now. That's what's going to happen. It would be complete, absolute chaos and panic. People would be running into caves. Right, it would be incredible. Right. And I don't know how you would calm it down. You actually might even cause some nations to start launching nuclear weapons at these things and make the problem even worse. We might destroy ourselves because of it if something like that were to happen. That's probably why the aliens don't do anything like that, because they know it would cause major issues. And here's the thing. And I think that's, what's one of the reasons that they're smart enough to know that you don't do that. I mean, it could be in their plans. Ultimately, who knows? I mean, maybe down the road somewhere, they're just going to show up and say, hey, and we're taking over, send out messages to our brain somehow telepathically, say, hey, we're here to take over. You're done. Maybe control us. Maybe we won't be able to, we'll all start walking into a pit or something of fire, and we won't be able to stop ourselves. Who knows? Right? What would happen if they showed up like that? And I mean, what would their purpose be by doing something like that? By showing the whole world all in one shot, oh, we're here, and we're the first thing everyone's going to be wondering is like, wow, what are you going to do? Well, why I just don't think it would be a good thing. But that's just how I see it. I think the whole world would be completely would go berserk, and it would be suicides like crazy all over the place, murder, people looting, everything, the works, just to hide out, people trying to hide in caves and who knows where, cellars, everywhere, in the mountains, deep in the woods, everywhere, people trying to get away because they'd be afraid about what's going to happen, what's about to happen. But yeah, it would be mass chaos. So that's what would happen. That's what I think would happen if something like. I mean, of course, hey, if you want to, end this whole debate about whether there's extraterrestrials here or not, that would at least end that part of it. We don't have to worry about that. But there'd be a whole different can of beans getting opened that a lot of people would want to wish they'd be able to put the lid back on if possible. Because I don't know if I just don't see that being a good thing for humanity. All of a sudden having these beings show up like this in force and letting everyone know that they're here. Now, like say it was a little bit more a softer type of incident where you had a couple of gigantic, let's just say for the sake of argument, a couple of like say three giant cylinders. A lot of people see these cigar-shaped objects sometimes with little UFOs flying in and out of them, right? They usually hang out way up in the upper atmosphere of Earth. That's where they're seen a lot of times. A lot of military pilots have reported these things over the years. Anyway, let's say that one showed up over Paris, another one showed up over New York, and another one showed up over Hong Kong. Okay, and so you have all these people filming it with their cameras for like about, then they only hang out for about like 10 minutes, right? You have all these people with their cell phones filming it. You have news crews from all over the world filming it, and then it becomes, and then they just vanish, disappear. I think it would be a different kind of situation than the Independence Day style where they show up everywhere all at once and don't go away, right? But if they were to show up like that moment, like for a short period of time and then disappear, that too, something like that, it would still cause some panic, right? There'd be some panic, but it wouldn't feel as scary because they showed up and then after 10 or 15 minutes they disappeared. But it would prove to the world that there are beings here finally, and it would cause the debunkers to disappear into the mist, right? They would go away because they'd be totally embarrassed. A lot of people would be angry. You have the military now, the Pentagon, they'd be able to say, hey, we told you there was things out there, because they started covering their butts since 2017, right? So they basically, by doing that confirming in 2017 that, yeah, there's some things out there's objects we can't identify. They could say truthfully, hey, yeah, we told you there was something out there. We don't know what they're doing. Then they could just go on to this other part that they know now, but they'll tell us later, oh, we don't know what they're doing, because they actually right now they don't know what they're up to. They never knew what they were up to. They don't know the full extent of this. So yeah, that's what would probably happen. I would like to, in a way, I would like to see it happen just to end this whole debate, because I want the whole human race, I think particularly the scientific community to be on board with this. I think it's imperative that I've always been saying this, is that the scientific community, the entire scientific community, needs to be aware of this reality, because right now most people in the scientific community scoff at the whole notion of extraterrestrial visitation. So if something like this were to happen, but on a more subtle scale, like the second scenario that I presented, right, where they show up in over 3 or 4 or 5 big cities across the world, and then show up for like 10 or 15 minutes and then disappear. Right, but just enough time to make it clear that, hey, you're not alone here, buddy. Right? Okay, I think that would be okay. Again, there would still be some panic. I would believe there would be some people going crazy, absolutely insane. Some people would commit suicide because people wouldn't be able to deal with it. Unfortunately, I hate to say that, but it's a sad truth of this. But yeah, that's what would happen. I mean, I don't know if that's the way I would want it to happen. I think the people that already have this kind of information should be providing it to the public. I know that, for instance, different governments of the world have been hiding things from the public for decades now. I mean, it would be nice if they just provided this kind of this information and showed it to them, because then this way, at least we're prepared if something ever does happen. Because a lot of people out there, they're just not prepared. Obviously, I mean, they're going to go crazy. So if you come out and say, yeah, we captured this dead body, these 3 dead aliens, these 3 dead alien bodies, these carcasses we're showing you, these images, right? These were found near a crashed UFO in Roswell in 1947. We thought the public should know about that now. And then so everyone finally acknowledges, oh, okay, so that was true after all. Yeah, it was true, and we don't know what they're up to and everything. Well, did you know about alien abduction? No comment. Whatever they need to do right now. They should just come out with the information now, rather than, so in the case any of those other events that I described were to happen, it's not as powerfully devastating to humanity. That's why it's better to come out with it now, because rather human beings telling human beings about the truth is a better option than the aliens coming here and telling human beings about the truth, because I don't think any of us would want that. And actually, in any of those scenarios, I mean, whether it's the one where they show up all over the place and don't go away, and we're all standing around waiting to see what's going to happen, everyone's going to be scared. And if they only and if it's one of these other scenarios where it's the more subtle scenario, where some of them show up over a few select cities and then disappear after 10 or 15 minutes, right? Okay, then there's still going to be a lot of people who are still going to be scared. Even the people who know that this is real are going to be wondering what's going on. This must mean something, right? That's why it's important so everyone knows the truth now, beforehand, before something like that ever happens, because it will be worse later on if something like that does happen. That's why it's important that the governments finally come clean. But of course, I don't think they ever will. Not totally. They're slowly giving us some stuff, but I don't know. I'm not optimistic. I change my mind all the time on this. So some days I think, we might get disclosure, and then the next day, no, I don't think so. It's always been that way. But hey, that's my thoughts on that anyway. But that was a great question. Thank you.